Alright guys, if you are still watching, it means you saw the intro, you like the look of the build, and you want to sit back and watch it, and that's what we're going to be doing. So a couple things right off the top, guys. This is what I'm going to, oops, that's not what I'm looking for. This is what we're going to be calling the garden house, and this is actually a Structures Plus building tutorial. I'm going to show you how to build this thing with Structures Plus, and I'll explain along the way what you would do if you were doing it normally. We'll get to this in just a sec, guys. Take a look if it's really important to you. This is where we are building 2087, just about, on the island. We're on a little tiny island off the edge of Carno Island. Yeah guys, if you take a look inside this Quetzal, you will see everything you need to make this build. If you're feeling super kind and generous, copy it down, throw it in the comments, because I know people are going to ask, but pause your video now if it's super important to take a look at that, guys. We are going to get started on today's build. So I, as usual, have done step 1 already. So what you're going to want is a 5x5 base with 3x3 stone in the middle and wood around the outside. Now, we are actually going to be doing a Structures Plus build today. That is a mod, guys, and it basically is the game in vanilla, but with better building. If you don't have Structures Plus, don't worry. We are going to be able to build this thing together no matter what. I'm going to grab some of our starting materials. I'll be right back. This video is brought to you by my patrons, Greg and Lisa, good friends of mine, and 2 people that support me through patreon.com. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out, guys, but I just want to give a personal thank you to Greg and Lisa for supporting the channel. Alright guys, so let's get started on this build. So the key to this is that the walls are double layered. When you're beginning to place your first pieces, they're wood. You're going to want to make sure you flip them with whatever your use key is. The second layer will snap directly wherever you put the first one, so you won't have to flip it. But when you're doing this base layer, you are going to. Now, for this tutorial, guys, just to make life easier and to get through it more quickly, let me put that away. That's a gun that lets you pick up building pieces. We are going to be flying, and I'm going to build you one wall here, just so you get a very good look at it. So on the sides, continue to go up with wood all the way to the top, right? And this is going to be the front of the building. You're going to be facing sunrise, and I think this is where we want the front to be. So we're going to put doors on the front at each level, and this is going to be a 3-story building. Part of the design is painting these wooden supports on the outside, so I like to have the windows stacked on top of doors, just so that everything lines up, and but you guys can do whatever you would like. So that is how your wall is going to look. Go ahead and repeat this on the other sides, but instead of having doors here and here, you could just do windows. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll come right back with you guys. Alright guys, the build should be looking like this right now. So on the front, I've gone door, window, door, window, door, window, and I did the same thing on the back. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want. There are going to be 3 stories to this thing, and we're going to actually make that obvious right now. So the one reason people don't like to flip their walls like this is because it can throw off the building alignment. So when I'm building like this and I want to have a wraparound balcony, I don't want to snap it to these walls because their snap points have changed. I want to make sure I'm looking at something that is snapped properly, like that one, and then I'm going to do this all the way up, and from here we are going to be able to build our balcony out. So you can see that's the proper alignment. If I'm looking over here, it shifts in, and everything ends up not quite lined up right. So we are going to do this, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do it. So go all the way up to the top with a wall locked in the regular position, and then at every two floors, do this, and it's going to look like it's not even touching the piece on the other side of it. So let's get that in there. Whoops. I think that's it. So it's going to look like that, and then fingers crossed you are going to be able to, let's grab this demo gun, and I'll be able to take this away. Yeah, perfect. So these are now attached here, and we'll be able to build balconies all the way around on each level. You're going to want to leave the inside unfinished right now. Don't build the floors on the inside quite yet. But take your stone ceilings, guys, wrap all the way around the building. On this level, 2 floors above, and then on the very top level. I'm going to do that now, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, I found a good technique for getting these to line up properly is actually walking around the outside, which is what you're going to be doing. Anyone who's building this for real is going to be doing, and that's how I did it the first time. It seems to actually help things line up the way you want to, and if you do it right, you should be able to get all the way around here with a clean edge around the outside, and we'll find out in a second if we have done it right. Now, on the last floor, I found there was one side, and I think it was this side, that was particularly difficult. I ended up having to change the way I looked, like that. Perfect. And so I think on one side, if it's anything like mine, you might have some difficulty. I'm not sure why it is. And so that one lines up, and we'll know for sure if we did it right. Perfect line. Okay, I'll do that above us. I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. The build, guys, for you should be looking just about like this. Now, this is one point in the build where if you are building in vanilla, you are going to do things a little differently. I'm going to be using a S+ small pillar here at the top, and then I should be able to finish the job with a couple of the medium pillars if I can get everything to line up properly. I think I need to get you to there. Perfect. And I'll do the same thing down here. There you go. So I'm going to be doing that on all four corners. And after that, we are going to take a railing. And we're going to go ahead, whoops. With S+, guys, you can always pick things up. That is one reason it is better. But if you pick something up and it's way out of your reach, you can use the gun that you have seen me accidentally pull out a couple of times to go and grab, for example, this piece right here. And it goes right back into your inventory. So I'm going to go and do railings on, whoops, make sure you put the gun away in between uses, guys, and I'll fix that. So we're going to put pillars on all four corners. You are going to want to wrap railings entirely around your second and third levels. On the first level, you're only going to want to do it on the corners. So you'll go here and here, and you'll leave a little space in the middle where you could add in a ramp. Anywhere you have a door, you're going to want to leave a little space like that. So allow me to add pillars on the corners to fix the damage and to wrap this thing in railings, and I will be right back. Guys, if at any point along the way you have found this building video helpful, please think about sharing the link. I make these building tutorials so geeks like you can discover them, and if you got some geeky friends, let them know about it too, okay? Thanks, guys. Alright guys, your build should be starting to look like this. Now, if you have a look at what's in my inventory hotbar there, item number 1, those sloped stone ceilings, those weren't in the original batch of materials, so those need to be added. We are going to go ahead and get started on a sloped roof for the top of this thing. I have a cool vision for up here. Now, what you do with it is going to be entirely up to you guys, but the goal will be, get a piece in there. And actually, you know what? If I'm not mistaken, how's it going to work? Okay, yeah, so you do need this. Perfect. I know S+ can snap differently, but it actually can snap to ceilings like that. But you can't snap. Oh, there we go. We're in good shape. And I'll go ahead and put one of these. Whoops. So let's pick that up. And we'll put one of these down here. And we're going to do this on all three sides. Once I get this one in proper position. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to do this on the other three sides. You're going to leave these corners flat. We will come back to those after. So just repeat what you see here. Alright, so you should have something that looks vaguely like this, guys. As I mentioned, the top of this is up to you. And actually, the whole interior is up to you. You can choose to put floors wherever you want. My version of it, we're going to have floors on every 2 levels. So this will be a floor. This will be a floor, and somewhere right around here we'll have a 1 high floor. You could use this as a taming pen if you wanted to. You could use it as a greenhouse if you wanted to, and in fact I think we'll do that in my design. But for now, guys, you're going to need a lot more of these sloped corner pieces, and this is where a real design detail comes into this build, and one you can't do properly without Stuctures Plus. So we are going to want to switch. No, we'll go here and we'll flip this one. And you're going to want that. Now, you could do that without Stuctures Plus, but you cannot do this, whatever I'm about to do. We'll find out. Nope. That. Okay, so that is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do it on every corner of every floor. We're going to wrap this thing in stone slopes, and it's going to come out, if I can predict it, it's going to come out looking pretty great. Little something like that, and little something like that. Perfect. So do that on every corner, guys. If you're doing this in regular, just do the bottoms. If you're doing it in Structures Plus, do both. And then we move on to another cool structural detail of this thing. I will be right back. Okay, so it is time for one of the cool features of this house. I have made some water tanks, and because they are S+ water tanks, they snap directly to the middle of this. We're going to go ahead and do what we're about to do here on all 4 corners. This, guys, is the beginning of what makes this the garden house. This thing is going to be full of gardens. So grab some vertical piping as you come out of there, go down 1 level, and place a tap somewhere near the bottom of that thing. Perfect. And then right around there, if it'll let you do it, you're going to want to slap a crop plot. Now, I don't know, did I choose the S+? No, I couldn't do the S+ crop plots for some reason. I forget why, guys, but we're not doing them today. So these are just reservoirs. They will fill up with rain. You could totally plumb this in, or even do it on a boat if it's S+. And another bonus, you can hide S+ pipes. So once you have this in place, you go ahead and hide those, and all you have is this little water tap. It is going to keep your crops irrigated, and you're going to be able to go down 1 more level, add another water tap. Let's do that, and add another crop plot, if I can get it in there. And you can place these wherever you need them, guys. You can directly center them. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, this is 3 layers. So there's going to be 12 total crop plots on the outside, on the corners of this build. And I think it's a cool idea. Now, if I were you, I would place the citronal. I think that's the best looking one. I'm going to mess around with some fertilizer and some crops and try and see if I can get something to grow, as we'll need some rain to do so. With the design I currently have, I'm going to hide these pipes, and then I'm going to repeat this process on all 4 corners. And after that, we'll come back and see what we can do about the roof. Alright, guys, this is what the place should be looking like. Check it out with these crops growing. I love it. I left the pipes in place on this side, so you can see what it would look like if you weren't using Structures Plus. Otherwise, you could do this just the same. So this place is nearly complete. We need a paint job, and the paint job is really going to make it look special. It'll be the paint job you recognize from the beginning of the video. But before we get there, I wanted to get us started, and dang, is it hot out here. I wanted to get us started and finishing up the top. Now, I mentioned you can do this any way you want. If it were me, I would actually expand this, make it more of a greenhouse. I would grow just pretty plants on the outside, and I would grow useful ones up here in the top. So why don't we go ahead and use some of this Structures Plus glass, which has a really unique look, and you can actually cycle the model of the glass, so that you can remove the metal sides or add in metal sides or other details. We're not going to bother with that today, guys, but maybe in a future build we'll put a hatch frame here in the middle, and we'll go ahead and we'll do the whole top here in glass. And you guys, oh, actually, I forgot about this. Do I have any walls on me? I do. So when you're doing this, you actually need a wall down here, or some form of support. So I'm just going to slap one in right like that. You guys can decide what you're going to do with the space up here and how you are going to incorporate a wall in, but you do need at least one to build off of. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll put another hatch frame in the middle, and you could easily add in irrigation and crop plots up here, and I would think you might want a ladder through the middle so you can get through like this. Now, you could also add staircases to the interior. What I would do is have the beginning of the staircase here, have you go up, and you would be coming out right here. But you'd have to do it in a way that you're not blocking your doors. The inside is only so big, but I like glass up top. I think it looks good, guys. The time has come for a paint job, and the paint job that is going to sell this place and make it look really special. So give me some time. I'm going to paint all of the stone, the corners, the pillars, and the ceilings in white. I'm also going to paint these vertical supports on the inside out portion of the wooden wall in white. Alright, guys, that's how you should be looking after the white paint, and the time has come to add color. To add color, I am only going to paint the outside, what is usually the inside of all the wood walls. and I'm going to paint them with different colors on each floor. I'm going to do a single color scheme for today, guys, but there are so many varieties. I've decided to do this one in shades of green and yellow. Let me get myself painting, and I will come back to you when we have that done as well. Alright guys, that does it. The garden house is complete in shades of forest green, olive, and yellow. I've been lucky enough to have a few of my builds get rebuilt by people around the world, and when they do, I ask them to share those pictures with me at UniteTheClans on Twitter. I would love to see what color schemes you do for the garden house. Please do something unique and different and send me the pictures. I'm excited to see it. But that does it for this, the garden house build tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. My name is UniteTheClans. YouTube thinks they know what is the best video for you to watch next, but they are dead wrong. I know what the best video is. Click here to watch more of my building tutorials step by step, working through some very cool house builds. That does it, guys. I'll see ya in the next one.